This is like everything that I do. This is my life, and a lot of people almost think of it as illegitimate because, like, oh, those are just streams. Those aren't real people. What's up? It's Zilla with Zilla Mode, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit laid back and kind of chill. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I focus so much about online music production and putting out music and music marketing, and less about playing live and doing shows and selling a bunch of merch and doing all that kind of stuff. I want to kind of have a heart-to-heart with you guys about that. And so let's get into it. I want to give a little bit of context. So one, I'm now in my 30s. I'm 34 actually. And in my 20s, I did a lot of booking shows. I used to be a show promoter. I was actually a deathcore vocalist for most of my 20s. And before then, I was promoting shows when I was a teenager, like 17 to 19 to 20. And then I spent most of my time when I was a vocalist, frontman for a lot of bands. I was also booking a lot of shows. I would book probably 50 shows in 1 year locally here in Texas, and I did that for a very long time, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it really burnt me out. And so when it comes to the subject of playing live shows, I do it every once in a while. I probably will play like 5 shows for the entire year, or unless I'm doing like a tour. But I look at tours more like, me just going out and hanging out with my friends for, a few days and, playing some shows in between while we, just kind of screw around. That's a totally different kind of story. But like, basing my entire career on going out and doing shows and trying to build fan bases that way, and getting merch made and sold, doing all that is very just exhausting to me. I'm just like too old for it at this point. I enjoy the grind. I enjoy marketing in general. That's the reason why I focus on it so much. And a lot of artists disagree with me. They want me to play more shows, and I try to, but it's hard for me to even be passionate about it at this point. It's really fun when I actually do it, but even after I do it, it's like, man, that was exhausting. Man, that took a lot out of me. And it's just because it's a lot of setup. It's a lot of waiting around to play. It's a lot of like standing around waiting for the show to be over. And I'm not one of those guys that just plays a set and leaves usually. So I need to be there. I want to support and everything. And the social energy that it takes to do that. And I consider myself an extrovert for the most part, but I feel like definitely after 2020, I became more introverted a little bit. And yeah, just having that time off of doing shows, it really did something to me. And it made me realize that, this stuff, like playing live and doing merch and stuff like that, it's not really what is making me consistent, income so that I can take care of my family. Merch definitely is something that I do want to get into more online. But as far as like printing it out myself and then, going and selling it at shows and stuff like that, and that being my hustle, my main hustle, it's just not for me. I don't have anything against people who do that, but it's just not for me. And on top of that, just like personally, and this is just how I've felt as of late, like what I do is almost kind of like looked down on in the local scenes, like with bands or rappers, artists that don't do what I do. They don't understand it, and it's just kind of like disregarded to some certain degree, and that's really unfortunate because this is like everything that I do. This is like my life, and a lot of people almost think of it as illegitimate because like, oh, those are just streams. Those aren't real people, No, that's not like playing live shows. Like that's real people that will engage with your music and buy merch from you. Yeah, you're gonna sell merch at your show, but that doesn't mean that you can't sell merch online to fans that you have online. And honestly, in my experience, the fans online stream my music way more than the people that go to my shows. They don't necessarily go to my shows and then are like, man, where can I find this guy's music? most of the time, when I go to a show, like a local show, I don't even think about somebody's streams. I don't even think about like going and checking out their music. And it's not because I didn't enjoy the show. It's just because like I kind of already enjoyed the music. Like it's more of an experience, right? You're not thinking about like, oh man, that's a really catchy melody. I'm going to go check out their music and go listen to it in my car. It's just very different. Unless it's like a band that you, or an artist that you like already listen to and stream their music, and then you go listen to their music again. But it really kind of all starts off like that. It all starts off really online. The industry just doesn't work like it used to. That it may have worked back in the day, but it just doesn't work that way anymore. It's pretty incredible to watch, but there's a lot of people that, you know, just don't see it that way, and they're kind of holding on to how things used to be, and, you know, they're just kind of waiting around, playing shows, waiting to get signed. And what's crazy about waiting around to get signed is, like, the record labels didn't do exactly what I do by myself, right? They're going to do exactly what I tell you guys about in my YouTube videos. They're going to do that, and they're going to do it with a lot of money. So it's just like, you can do that yourself. It's just that you're choosing not to because you want somebody else to do it for you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I recommend you guys check out my other videos and really dive into like what it takes to actually do this full time. So anyway, thank you guys for letting me rant a little bit. I know this is kind of like one of those weird personal videos, but I kind of thought it was a good discussion to have, because I think this is something that a lot of artists like myself struggle with. And there are other artists that actually do really want to play live shows a lot more, but they just don't know how to get started. And maybe I'll do a video on that one of these days. If that's something that you guys would like to hear about, that's totally cool. I would love to talk about it. For me, like I said, I'm too old for this stuff now, and you know, I just like having fun making music in my little studio space, and you know, promoting it and marketing it and grinding and growing my fan base, and, you know, growing a community of people that listen to my music, or like you guys, growing a community here on YouTube where, you know, we're artists just trying to, you know, make it in the industry in some sort of way. So anyway, that's where I get my joy. If you get your joy doing shows and touring and everything, that's awesome. I hope that one day I can go to one of your shows here in Texas. That would be super cool. Maybe I can play with you. But anyway, I am Sad Zilla. If you guys like this video and you liked my other videos, click down below, like and subscribe. Click the bell icon also so that you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. And until next time, you just went into Zilla mode. Zilla out.